and records are meant to be broken. To have your name, stand alone for 20 plus years or something, that's a great accomplishment.
Hello, Blue Jays, and welcome to The Nest, stories about life after Manor College. I am your host, Kelly Pfeiffer, Vice President of Marketing Communications, and this is the best part of my day. My hope is that this podcast will encourage, inform, and inspire you, making you feel like at Manor College you belong here always. Before we get to today's guest, it is time for a segment of the show I like to call Did You Know?, where we will share some fun facts about Manor College that you may or may not know. Did you know that a Manor College men's basketball player is on pace to break Manor College's all-time scoring record? Manny Roach, a junior guard from Medford, New Jersey, scored his 1,000th point at Manor College on December 17th, 2025 in a game against Central Penn College. He became the second player in Manor history to score all 1,000 of his career points with the Blue Jays. As of January 20th, Manny has 1,047 points. He's less than 200 points behind the current leading scorer, Aaron Brown, who scored 1,202 points for the Blue Jays from 2004 to 2006. The 2025-2026 season has been a strong one for Manny Roach, who is posting a career-high 21.9 points per game. He was named the USCAA Division I Men's Basketball Player of the Week for back-to-back weeks in December. Off the court, Manny is a presidential ambassador, a resident assistant in the residence hall, and a member of the Dean's List. In January, he was named a finalist for the Mother Josephette Medal, the institution's highest honor given to a student. Good luck to Manny and the rest of the Blue Jays this basketball season. Today's episode is sponsored by the Manor College Bachelor degree in Psychology. Are you ready to make a difference? At Manor College, our bachelor's degree in psychology prepares you for a career in social services and counseling. With flexible classes and personalized education and a low-cost tuition, we'll help you unlock your full potential, build a meaningful career, earn your bachelor's degree in psychology at Manor College. Visit manor.edu to learn more. Our guest today is a true product of North Philadelphia, coming from the Strawberry Mansion neighborhood. His journey into basketball began with a bit of family creativity. His mother and grandmother actually removed the fence between their backyards just to create a mini court for him to play. He carried that homegrown hustle to Manor College from 2004 to 2006, where he became known as a lethal shooter for the Blue Jays. His reputation was not just luck, it was built through a first one in, last one out work ethic and the guidance of coaches who pushed him to be his best. After transferring from Manor with a degree in liberal arts, he then took his game to the next level before eventually earning a degree in psychology from the University of Oklahoma. Though a major injury changed his path on the court, it never slowed down his momentum in life. Today, he is a husband, a father of four, and a dedicated behavioral health technician, providing vital care to the elderly in a geriatric nursing home. He is a powerful example of how you can turn a career-ending challenge into a lifelong mission of service. Please join me in welcoming to the show, Aaron Brown. Hi, Aaron.
Hi, thank you for having me. That was a great intro. I appreciate that, and I just want to give thanks to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for for me being able to be here today, and and share this time with you guys. I appreciate it.
Yes, well, thank you so much. Well, it deserved a big intro. You've had a great career and a great life. So, kind of take us to the beginning, Aaron. How did you end up at Manor College back in 2004 to be a student and to be an athlete?
Okay, so prior to going, coming to Manor, I had a scholarship to go to Slippery Rock University, and upon arriving there, I found out that I didn't have a scholarship because the coach had got relieved of his duties. So I ended up coming back home, um, meeting up with Coach Guy Moore, and that's how I was introduced to Manor.
Okay, so things didn't quite work out at Slippery Rock, which was unfortunate for them, but good for us.
Yes.
And that coach really was influential in getting you to Manor. So to kind of like take us back, what was your Manor experience like as a student athlete?
It was actually a blessing to come to Manor. I was able to be a half an hour from from my family, which enabled me to focus on on my skills, uh, not only on the basketball court but in the classroom as well. um, Being able to, it just felt like home. I felt like I was home at Manor. Like uh, teammates that I met there helped out with my work ethic. Working, putting in work prior to practice and after practice. So just the support from everybody, from my family and from people that I met at Manor was very influential.
I love that. I love how it felt like home for you, and it was also close to home. So it was a convenience, but also a little home away from home. That's really cool to hear. What obviously basketball was a big reason why you wanted to come to Manor, but what was your kind of basketball experience like playing in a on a college level, and how did that feel different than high school and maybe other leagues that you've been in before?
So my basketball experience was I felt like that was the first time that I've always worked on my game, as a kid. But when I got to Manor, I felt like I really honed in on things that I wanted to hone in on, and those skills are, be able to put on display once I put that Manor jersey on. Everything that I worked for, just came to fruition. Like looking back at some of the stats, that I had in those games, I can't believe that it was me. Like seeing 35 plus for like 4 or 5 games straight. Just those. But it's just a testament to the work that I put in at that time.
Yeah. What were some of the things that you did that you were like, this is extra? This is me going above and beyond. This is how you get to be um, an all time record shooter. This is like what you have to do. What were some of the things that you felt you did that were extra and just putting in that extra work?
Um, I'm gonna start with faith, with my faith. Just believing in Jesus, that that I was capable of doing the things that I set my mind to. Um, so just a repetition of shooting hundreds of shots in the morning, uh, shooting after practice. But it was really just the mental aspect for me, just believing in myself. So I think the belief is what really carried me, and the work was able to show through the belief. So
Mm. Yeah, you had kind of like both sides going for you. You actually
yeah,
had the belief, but then you also like were putting in the work, putting in the repetitions, those kind of things. For our listeners who are tuning in today and watching this episode, Aaron Brown is the all-time scorer in Manor College men's basketball. He most career points 1,202, I believe, is the exact number of points that he scored in 44 games over the course of 2 seasons. So, Aaron, to keep talking basketball a little bit, we have a current student. His name is Manny Roach. He's on our men's basketball team. He is getting very close to breaking your record. He's currently at 1,047 points, and he's averaging, I think, around 22 points a game right now. Now, he's a junior, and he's had 3 years of playing, and he'll probably have one more year of playing when he's a senior because Manor now offers bachelor degrees. So he has a bit of
that's
an
great.
advantage to this. But what do you think about someone getting close to your record? I mean, no one's really touched it in about 20 years. How does it make you feel?
Well, I'll just give an early congratulations to him. For breaking the record. And records are meant to be broken. To have your name, stand alone for 20 plus years or something, that's a great accomplishment. And like I said, his records are meant to be broken. So congratulations to him. And I'm also glad to hear that Manor is offering, a bachelor's program, and people will be able to stay there for 4 years because, really believe it's a great program. So congratulations to him, and, whoever else may come after him to break the record.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's a good thing. We want our Blue Jays to keep scoring buckets, so it's a good thing that they're doing that. And Manny's he's a great student. He's an ambassador. He was one of our RAs in our residence hall, and he's studying sport management. So I'm looking forward to watching his career flourish in the future. But it's been fun to watch him in basketball as well. So Aaron, let's pivot a bit to your career. And you went on from Manor after studying liberal arts here. You went on to get a degree in psychology. What about psychology made you interested and wanted to study that as a topic and as a what you're going to have your career in?
Um, just the growth in people in general. Not focusing on where somebody may be at, at the present moment. You know, going in with fresh eyes every day and seeing improvement in people is something that I've always liked to see, even within myself. You know what I mean? So it just doesn't apply to work; it applies to you as well. So through my experiences with work, I'm able to give those seeds to my children. To see them flourish. My oldest son is currently a freshman at Drexel, so I'm very 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 proud of him. Uh, I'm very proud of all my children, but just the everyday growth of a human being is just something that always enticed me. So that's what led
That's
me to that.
awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. We currently have, we offer a bachelor's in psychology degree now at the college, and it seems to be quite popular. And we're currently expanding into offering a master's degree coming soon in psychology. So it's really neat to see that there's so much interest out there for young people, for college students to study behaviors and the mind and really understand human connections and so many things about it. So it's been really cool to see that. So tell us, what do you do as a behavioral health technician? Kind of give us the synopsis, or like what does your day to day look like for that?
So currently, I work with the geriatrics population at a day program. So the typical day, we start off with a community meeting, just to see where everybody's day is at, where their mind is at, anything they may want to accomplish, any goals they may have. We do groups, simple exercises, mind exercises, just things to get to get your mind going, exercising, so you don't become lethargic, just anything, any day to day exercise that you can imagine that we go through Monday through Friday. So, and also, like, I'm thankful for everybody that I come across, because a lot of people stigmatize mental health and think it looks a certain way. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've seen it look many ways. Uh, Regardless of financial situations, regardless of where you live at, it
Mhm.
looks all kinds of ways. So just give people grace and listen to their story. Everybody needs companionship and guidance throughout their life. So I'm just happy to be able to provide that, no matter where I work.
Yeah, I love that. Giving grace is always important, no matter where you are in life, whether you're talking to a 2-year-old toddler or an 88-year-old person. That's great to hear that that's part of your philosophy. And what a cool way to serve others. Obviously the geriatric population is one that like you need to have a special heart for, I feel like. So it's so cool, and I just want to encourage you to keep doing that work that you're doing, because it's needed. It's um it's unique, and it's not something that everyone has like the patience and the skill set for. So major kudos to you for doing that for so long.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
What is I love asking this next question to all of our guests. Like, what's like a myth or misconception about your work that you want to debunk? Something that you think people get wrong or that they assume about the work that you do?
I hate to even say it, but people think, oh, you work with people that may be crazy or whatever. But so I hate to even have to say that, especially in 2026. You know what I mean? So that's just one thing that I would want people to just erase from their thoughts when they you know hear that population.
Right. Yeah, well, that's good though. That's a good thing we're debunking. That's what it's all about. So that's good to know. Um, And so now you are a father of 4, which congratulations, that's
Thank you.
wonderful.
Thank you.
Um, what is some, like, dad advice that you wanna make sure your kids, but also to other young people out there who are starting their college searches and their own little, journeys in their careers, what would be some dad advice that you would have for kind of young people today?
Um, Dad advice. I'll say just to be present in the moment. Don't try to overlook. Everybody thinks about their future, but try to be present. You know what I mean? Because you don't want these years, some of the best years of your life, to go by worrying about what's going to happen in the future. So I would just say be present and just be present where you stand. You know what I mean? So that's my advice. Be
Yeah,
present.
that's a good one. Be present. So many of our college students, frankly, they get stressed out really easily and they get all worked up. And those of us who've been through college and are on the other side of it now look back at those days and you're like, what were you stressing about? This is
Yes.
fun. You get, like, I always say to college students, I always say, enjoy eating lunch and eating meals with, like, your friends, because once you become a working adult with families, it is so hard to go have a meal with your friends, you know what I mean? Without little ones on you and whatever. So just, like, sit in the cafeteria and eat lunch with your friends, because those are, like, some of my favorite college memories, and those are, like, the hardest ones to, like, replicate now,
Yes.
in your 30s or 40s or whatever. So be present is solid advice for anyone, particularly young
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. It's as simple as it sounds. It's very
It's a
pivotal
good
to, to,
one.
to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So how is your basketball game today? Do you still play? Are you
Oh man.
walking up to a local court and, how's it going
Listen,
today?
I haven't played in a very long time, but I may be playing in this alumni game in April with my high school. I was asked to play a few weeks ago. It's supposed to be in April. Strawberry Mansion High School
Okay.
alumni versus Chester High School alumni. So we'll see.
Oh, man.
I'm a little nervous about that because it's been a while. But once again, I have zero expectations on myself when it comes to playing basketball right now. So just to get some, just to run up and down, with some of my former teammates will just be a blessing in itself. So that's
Yeah.
all.
Did you ever turn in to coaching your kids, or any of your kids show any interest in basketball, or they have their own kind of thing going on?
My two older boys, they played in middle school. But that was pretty much it as far as basketball for them.
Mhm.
Uh, they like watching, but just as far as playing, they really didn't take to it. But I don't mind because they're great students. So playing
Right.
basketball, I could care less if any of them touch the basketball, as long as they go through life with faith in God, and and,
Mhm.
and taking care of their kids when they have them.
Mm.
That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's great. Well, Erin, thank you so much for being with us today. It has been such a joy getting to know you more and hearing your story and talking to you. Something that I often say to alumni when it feels appropriate, and I just thank them, and I want to thank you for being such a living embodiment of the Manor College mission. Here in administration, we talk a lot about our mission and making sure that everything that we're doing aligns with our mission. And a lot of students don't even know what our mission is, and those kind of things. But it's always so cool to me when I see an alum who's out in the world. You graduated 20 years ago from Manor, but you are doing exactly what our mission says. Our mission says that we want graduates to be prepared to serve others professionally and compassionately. And I think the work that you're certainly doing that in your geriatric work, with your family, with your faith, and your community. So it's really encouraging to see, that the mission of Manor, which was, only a couple years in your life, in your story, is still playing a part in your everything about you. So thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for tuning in today. If you like what you heard, listen and subscribe on Spotify or YouTube. Stay up to date with all new episodes by following Manor College on Instagram at Manor College. That's a wrap on another episode of The Nest, stories about life after Manor College. Remember, Blue Jays, you belong here always.